going to turn it over to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Zuckerman. I am so grateful that I'm here today, and it's been such a joy to listen to all of the wonderful information that you've presented. Thank you. Yeah. I am Lisa Ralston, and I'm a holistic health and wellness practitioner in the area. I'm grateful to operate the center. It's right in the center of Olean, and we do a lot of holistic health services there. And I'm also the founder of MELIFELOVE. I'll put that in the chat. You can check out the website. There's some great resources. I'm glad I got to see everything that we've done, whether it's meditation or progressive muscle relaxation or regulated breathing, grounding, personal reflection, positive thinking, you know, all of these things that we've brought up, shifting our perspective and, you know, really tuning into like, hey, what's my negative thinking and how do I change that? The thing that I would love to remind us all is that it only works if you do it, and you only know if you try. So we can take all of this stuff in and we can absolutely like intellectually understand meditation is helpful and good for me, but if we don't practice it, just like anything else, it doesn't develop. And the more that we practice, like lifting weights or eating healthy or learning a new skill, wow, it just comes quicker so that when stress happens, you're already there, ready to handle it, rather than using it as like, oh crap, I'm such a mess. I've got to figure out yoga, meditation, positive thinking, you know, and everything right here, right now, but when you're already a mess, it's not the time to do that, actually. So, yes, let's do some practices. And really, you've already done so many. And we've been here for a little while. So I'd like to invite you just to kind of stretch your body. Just kind of move your arms. And maybe open up your mouth and yawn, or just see what happens when you go like, oh man. What happens in the body is that the fascia, nice, doesn't it feel good? Dr. C's stretching, thank you. It's so nice to see all of your faces. I was glad to join a breakout room as well and meet Mary, and I know some of you have taken some other classes with me, so that was really cool and fun to just connect in this way. Why I'm asking you to stretch your body is because when we sit in a position, we always have a certain force that's weighing on us. Do you know what it is? There's a force always weighing on you, no matter where you go, no matter what you're doing. What is it?
Problems?
Gravity.
It might be problems, but I hope not. I heard another one.
Gravity.
Yeah, it's gravity. So, Dr. Z is still intellectually thinking too much, so those things don't just surface. It's gravity, you know, and so no matter what, gravity is always present. And so we have to be present too. We have to breathe. And so I'll invite you now to do so. Just breathe into your body. Oh my gosh, that video that we heard, if she said body one more time, I thought, oh man, I'm really getting it. We're breathing into our body. And here I am saying it as well. So breathe in. As I breathe into my nose, I notice a gentle shift. My lungs expand. Do you feel that too as you breathe in through your nose? What happens? My posture improves naturally when I take that moment to inhale at whatever comfort depth level is good for me right here, right now. As I take a moment to just breathe, my posture naturally improves. I become more aligned with gravity. My shoulders may move a little and wiggle. My belly may draw in and up. My chin may tuck as the back of my neck lengthens and gets longer, bringing ears over the shoulders and shoulders over the hips. As I breathe and become more present, it's contagious. Everyone else becomes more present and aware too. It feels good to pay attention to my breath because things naturally surface. Priorities, when I stop thinking and come into my heart, the things that are really important show up. So before I leave the house, I take a moment to breathe. And I remember I need an umbrella or a sweater or, oh my gosh, I almost forgot my lunch. And sometimes when I take this moment to breathe, exhaling also through my nose or my mouth, whatever feels good. Sometimes it does feel more stressful. And instead of being stressed about it, maybe we could change our perspective to curiosity and get more curious about the monkeys that are jumping around in our mind, taking it more as information about what's there, what's going on, what's consuming our energy. As I breathe, it reminds me of the simple things, the miraculous things, the miracle that I'm even alive. I'm grateful for my breath today. What are you grateful for? Breathing gently, lovingly, and kindly with yourself, accepting you as you are, where you are. What are you grateful for? Welcoming any surfacing thoughts that come to mind, and typically some crappy thoughts gonna come to mind first. Like, well, I'm kind of grateful for this, but this, and this. And you start to go down the rabbit hole of gloom and doom or negativity. And so do your best just to say, oh, that's interesting. I do that. Coming back and breathing, and when you're ready, we'll start to just move our bodies a little. So I know, just like Dr. Z said, it's so easy not to do it because I'm not right there saying, come on guys, let's do this. But I'm here. And so if you just warm up the sides of your ribs a little bit, or warm up the top of your chest, or even warm up your face and the sides of your head, or on your legs, just kind of give yourself some warmth in your body, hands rubbed together. You only know if you do it, and it only works if you do it. Warm, warm, warm. Warm up your whole body. Wash your face, wash the back of your neck, maybe wash your arms down. I don't think we covered this one as one of them, but this is like a body brush. What we're doing is we're just rinsing off negativity and stress. We're clearing our way. You could do it visualizing it. You could do it just like imagining, oh yeah, flick it off, flick, flick, flick. You know that brush your shoulders off? And then when you're ready, give it a shake. Come on, Mary. I know you can do this too. Give it a shake. Oh, I see you in there shaking, shaking. Woo, Amanda, nice, nice, nice. Woo, and I see Christy, she's rubbing her heart. That must be where she needs to rub. Some people are rubbing their belly. Oh man, that feels so good. I heard Dr. Z say sometimes we get belly aches, and it's because we're so stressed that our body can't digest. Rest and digest. Breathe and be. Oh man, it just feels good to maybe love ourselves a little bit. Give yourself a hug. And then twist from side to side wherever you are just a little bit. I'm going to ask us to stand up. Are y'all in a good spot that you can maybe stand up? I don't know. The most important thing when we do move is that we maintain our breath. I'm getting so warm. Isn't this good? Just a little bit of movement helps to move the blood in our body. What's good about moving the blood in our body? Well, the waste gets moved, the oxygen gets to the cells that we need it to. It's so healthy every 45 minutes to stretch, breathe, move, warm up your body, because every 45 minutes your body says, I'm going to do you a favor. I'm going to lock you into place because gravity is strong. And if I lock you into place, you won't have to expend so much energy. So it thinks it's doing you a favor, but if you're in a crappy position, later on you're gonna have a hard time walking. So as you stand up, start to move your body like you're walking. Back and forth, shake your hips. I know it's weird to do this stuff with other people, isn't it? Thanks, Sharon, thanks for joining us. It only works if you do it. You only know if it works if you try it. Whew, maybe you wanna go like in a clockwise, maybe you wanna go in a circle. Woo! Maybe you want to just check in. Are you still breathing? What needs to happen? Do you need to body brush? Do you need to shake and move? Do you need to yawn and stretch? Woo! Man, it just feels good to open up the tissues. It's good for everything in your body. It's good for your organs, your tissues, your bones, the fluid, the blood and water, your endocrine glands, and your overall energy. While we're standing up, we're going to do a few poses. You could do these at your desk, you could do these in the classroom, you could do these with your clients, your students, your kids. While we're here, we'll place our hands on our hips. And see if you can breathe and move your belly so that your hands move too. Or if your hands are on the side of your hips, maybe you just feel the awareness of your breath down into your hips. Maybe tuning back into the posture, ears, shoulders, hips. The breath naturally moves you into the right alignment. Chin slightly tucks, the back of the neck gets longer, the navel draws in and up. Rooting into the earth no matter where you are, through your feet, evenly, through your knees, through your hips, breathing. So as we're here, we're kind of in a superhero pose, and this is one of them. If you're ever feeling self-defeated, you could just take this pose, strike superhero, take your chest up and be like, I got this. And you stand here long enough and you betcha, our body affects our mind and our mind affects our body. When we take a strong posture, our mind gets stronger. If we're walking around all week, you bet your mind is feeling defeated. Strong posture. We're gonna move soon. Are you still breathing? Shake it off. Shake out a leg. Shake out another leg. Tick-tock. Ooh, stretch wherever needs to stretch. Ooh, okay. We're gonna try a warrior pose, and this is like a lunge. So I know that it's hard to see me, but you're gonna have to trust that you're doing it right, no matter how you're doing it. Just breathe and feel as you pick up one foot and step it back for a lunge. We're gonna take 5 breaths in this lunge. You could also use a desk and step a foot back at your desk. Now what happens is that we normally don't hold our stretches long enough. So find your stretch. Maybe your hands are on your hips. Maybe they're on the desk. Maybe they're feeling very powerful. Remember, ears, shoulders, hips, all in alignment. And with each breath into your body, you can gently move, but we've got to do 5 breaths. It takes about that long for the body to send a message to the brain, hey, I'm stretching, release. And then the brain to send back to the body, hey, it's okay, there you go, release. Now, whatever foot is back, you should feel a stretch on this hip flexor. You know, when you're sitting, that hip flexor is crunched up. When that hip flexor is crunched up, it has a harder time doing those basic processes like walking, eliminating waste, and just, standing upright so that your body's energies can flow. And so that you don't expend so much energy trying to stay in alignment with your posture as gravity's there. Okay, when we're ready, we'll press back on the back foot. So just kind of like come up on the heel. Heel comes up. Just like when we're walking, the calf is the second heart. And so when you walk or when you pump the back heel, it helps to return the fluid that comes out of the capillaries, creates swelling, helps to get that fluid back into the system and back to the heart. So just a couple pumps and then jump forward and see if you can balance a little bit. You're doing great. Put your foot back on the ground and shake your hips back and forth. Woo! Woo! And if you're in a place where you can let out a couple woo, or like ah, or shake, 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 ah, stick your tongue out of your mouth as well. It's so good to also use your voice to shake up the cells. If you go or ooh, or ooh, 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 it just releases stress and brings you back to like, you know, like neutral, so you can start again. Okay. Little shake. How do you feel? Check in with your body and your breath. Does it feel okay to move and breathe? Do you feel like dancing a little bit more? I do. You guys are, I'm just so grateful that we're doing this together. You're really giving me a lot of energy. Thank you so much. We've got to do the other side. So before we do, let's take that power pose again. Spread your feet out. Toes spread. The bottoms of the soles of the feet root into the earth. You feel a rebound effect as you stack your joints. Knees, hips, belly draws in and up, long back of the neck, chin tucks, shoulders, ears. Breath. Maybe you even close your eyes. It's harder to balance when you do, but if you're up for the challenge, close your eyes or look to the tip of your nose. Try to keep a focus point. The more you practice, the better you get. And then, what would you love to tell yourself if you were like a little kid and you got to influence your little kid self? What would you tell yourself? I love you so much. You're so awesome. I think you are just the cream of the crop. What would you say to yourself? Say it to yourself right now, out loud or internally. Feeling very heart-centered, feeling very strong. Hey, it's all right. It's okay. I know that didn't go the way that you wanted it to, but you still have a lot to offer. Breathing in, pepping yourself up, standing like a superhero. Tuck your tailbone a little, and when you're ready, we're going to shake it off. Yep. And then we'll take that the other leg back. So it's called a warrior. And so you can embody being really strong. You'll step your foot back. I like to sometimes use my desk because, man, whew, I'm tired. But I need to stretch my hip flexor. The foot that goes back, that's the same hip that we're going to stretch. Oh, I think I'm over time. Am I over time? Oh, heavens, I'm so sorry. I'll bring us back down to our chairs in just a moment. Let's take 5 breaths because stretching happens with our breath. It doesn't happen in 20 seconds counting or 1, 2, 3 break, let's go to the other side. It doesn't work that way. We have to breathe. Allowing the body to naturally relax, unravel, open up, rest. And of course, as you breathe and stretch, your mind might go bonkers. And if it does, just say, hang on, mind, I've got something I'm doing right now. I'll come back and listen to you in a moment. If there's something that's still nagging, maybe tune in and use it as information. Anything you need to do, maybe sticking the tongue out of your mouth. I know it's crazy and kind of weird looking, but you go, like fire-breathing dragon, letting it all out. Stretching your body and pumping the back heel when you're ready. Because that's the second heart. Our calf, why it's so good to walk and run, why it's so good to move around is because the calf, even if you just stood up and came up on your toes a few times, the calf is the second heart. It helps to bring all the fluid, the swelling, anything like that back into the system so it can be cleansed, cleaned, and reused. Posture up and balance if you can. Whoa! Whew, shake it out. Maybe the back needs to get brushed off and then come back to seated. And there are so many more stretches I'd love to share with you. I'd like to do just one for our arms. If we stretch out, is it okay, Dr. Z? Do I have a second more? Does anybody have to go?
Well, for it.
Okay, so if we stretch out nice and big, whew, and then we're gonna lift one arm up and see if just we can touch our back behind and give ourselves a pat on the back. Breathe into the diaphragm, whew, feel the stretch in the arms and continue to breathe. Pat, pat, pat. When we tap on our body, it also resets our system. So it's a good idea to give yourself a little pat from time to time. When you're ready, you'll inhale, reach those arms up, circle out the wrist, shake it off, and then again, reach the other arm up. And maybe just a little pat, maybe only on your head, wherever you can reach and wherever feels good. A little tap, tap, tap on your head, on your back, on like the low back, on the back of the heart. You only know if you try it. And man, it feels good to me. Does it feel good? Reaching your arms up and around when you're ready. Just a little shaky, shaky. Take the fingers and wiggle them. Maybe even pull on them. Get the energy right off and out. Whew, whew. Warm yourself up again, and then we'll just take 5 breaths. And so, hand on the heart, hand on the belly. Breathe in. Breathe out. Three more breaths. Breathe in. Maybe you close your eyes because it's easier to feel what's going on inside when we close off the outside world for just a moment. 2 more breaths. Relax your jaw, relax your shoulders, or just become aware. When we become aware, all the things we need to pay attention to show up. And not only that, but our body is an amazing, miraculous thing that when we get a cut, it heals it. We don't have to think so much about it. We don't have to go doing things that are so crazy and invasive. All we have to do is breathe and trust our bodies will take over to bring us back to perfect health. Thank you so much and I'm so sorry, the time flies when you're having fun, and it sure did today. So good luck in your practice. Take care of yourself. Breathing consciously is just the access point to listening within and to really being able to navigate that mind-body connection and to do all the other things that we have to do in our daily life as well. You can find out more about me and the work that I do in the community at that link, MELIFELOVE.com. Send me a message. Ask me a question. I'm here to help you. I'm here, and I'm so grateful to be here. So please, community is one of the things that keeps me healthy. So do me a favor and reach out. Thanks again.
Well, thank you so much. I think you're noticing the chats that are coming in are all so positive, and not a good analogy to say it's like a good chocolate cake. I want another piece. I think you're going to be hearing from us and from folks individually. Thank you. A couple last closing thoughts that I just want to say, and we'll turn it over to the raffle.